damn it.
Hello and welcome back to Theoretical Dawn meets Minecraft, a series where I try and get better at playing Minecraft with my friend Alex, who you can see on screen. Today is the time skip episode, and first of all we found an old temple in a jungle Alex wanted to show me. Now I should point out this actually proved being a very good journey because I learned a few things. Tripwires, for instance, blow dart firing thingamajigs, and there was even a chest. Oh, and Alex made a friend with a parrot. But most importantly is that I finally started to understand how redstone worked, as the little mechanisms started highlighting things. Now I still haven't actually used redstone, but this was the first time I was getting a feel for its use. We then found some levers which confused us, I won't lie, for quite a bit of time. Until Alex stumbled across something. A secret compartment. Next up, after, might I add, us getting lost a lot on our journey, we actually discovered a nether portal. Or rather, I should add, I discovered the nether portal. Alex lost his fish. He was very upset about that actually and kept trying to catch it and failing until he accidentally cooked it. Now I should point out all future expeditions into the nether so far have taken place from this place, a location far too far from our bases, but Alex has kindly dug a very large tunnel, which he may even have in one of his videos. Alex, determined not to give me spoilers very kindly, gave me rough hints in the right direction, until finally I realised that the weird glowing stone thing wasn't actually meant to be there. I think they still have that. Quickly dropping off some stuff that we just probably didn't need and I didn't want to lose, we prepared for our trip to the nether for the first time. Now I must admit I knew roughly about the nether, it isn't a complete mystery to me, but all I knew was that people said, "You will die in the nether." People were right. And then we entered. And I got an achievement. And I got very confused that the glowing stream wasn't. I forgot I had to move. And then we found our newest problem. Our nether portal was literally spawned in mid-air. There was nowhere for us to go. There's something about our map. We spawned on top of a tree in the very first episode. The nether portal literally is floating in the middle of nowhere. However, I came up with an ingenious solution and built a bridge across. Finally we raided this place, and I got to the chest after many, many deaths on both mine and Alex's part, might I add. Lots of deaths. Those lava slimes just never stopped spawning. I only found out later on there was actually something there making them spawn, and Alex was just humouring me when I thought that maybe we'd defeat the numbers eventually. After looking through the chest and deciding just which loot I really needed, I of course decided all of it. Now, finally, after our nether expedition, I kind of discovered a location by accident and decided I needed Alex's help. It turns out some witches were actually naturally occurring next to my base, and I had already stolen one of their cats. I also discovered a fun technique that if I let Alex hit them first, they got really focused on him, and so I was able to just get the kills. It was actually really working for me. There he is sneaking. Still sneaking. And one of them found him. Now what followed was basically a rinse and repeat of this method. The witches were obsessed with hunting Alex for trespassing on their area and didn't really seem to care that I was there except for this one time. This was clearly when I hadn't quite got the technique down right. This damn witch's spell potion poison thing is really annoying, as I found out. But finally, it faded away. Notice I'm using an iron sword. I have finally, by this point, moved past my stick, though I hold fast on my position that the stick is still the superior weapon, for no other reason than the fact that it doesn't break. Alex drops in rudely on the surviving witch, and once he has indeed gathered their attention, I finally decide to make the kill. Eventually. Yes, don't mind me, I'm just looking. Then I find out there's two witches, but I still kind of think I can get away with it because one of them is kind of attacking the other, and this is something I've noticed a lot on our map. The mobs just seem to attack each other. I don't know how it initializes, I still don't understand that bit, but it's never not funny to watch. So yes, a little bit more backstabbing, killed. That's my second witch I've killed, and in for the third. There we go. Alex, of course, was immensely grateful, and he acknowledged that I was the greatest fighter ever on this game. Seeing a few more of the witch's cats, which I would of course have to claim because it's my birthright apparently, I started to explore the... oh, another cat. So I think that makes the grand total I took off them 4. I think I stole 2 the first time, now that I think about it. I also discovered cauldrons, which... back then I didn't know what they do, but by now I've kind of discovered. And now we jump back to the nether to showcase something that I actually discovered before Alex. Something that I am actually very proud of. I figured out how to control these walking blobs. I wonder what happened to my steed, my nether steed. There's my bridge that I mentioned earlier that I'd built. And I went about exploring the dangerous magma of the nether. Now this is something I haven't decided on. The nether is technically underground, but given that this is the ground level of the nether, does it make it magma or lava? This debate is something that me and Alex continue all the time. And now it's time to check out my base. Yes, so as I said, we had some recording issues, some pretty annoying, pretty serious recording issues, and we finally got it worked out in our last session. Fingers crossed, touch wood. However, to make up for the complete random lack of content, and to be honest, unlistenable videos, I have decided to show you my base. This is my horse. They are called Dog. This is the entrance. It is going to be finished. I'm thinking maybe a nice kind of domed structure, very kind of hopefully lighthouse-esque. I think that'd be kind of the best way, a physical beacon. But we descend. Really have to get rid of this vine stuff, which makes it really annoying. The mismatch is for a reason. I'm trying to get grass to grow underground. And this is the first kind of section that will be the entryway / reception for anyone visiting, obviously. I do need to figure out what to do about this huge hole I have. Although it's interesting to know I have a huge cavern underneath as well. So I don't really want to close it off completely. I'm thinking of kind of a special kind of elevator kind of system going down if I knew how to do elevators. However, moving on, we meet the first of my many cats, which Alex and I stole from some witches, which we then thoroughly killed. Then we descend to the next level, where I have cows underwater and a sheep. A singular sheep survived the journey. I started off with so many more, and they really didn't like the journey down. Should have thought of that, I admit. I have some crops growing. Carrots and wheat, because I don't know why I just went with those. Well, wheat was obvious. I also have a nice bamboo section, which when I finally work out what to do with bamboo, I'm sure I'll make the most of. And I have a lone chicken that has escaped the coop, which I'm now going to just kind of, tactfully kill. Trees do in fact grow here. They're very handy for wood. I have pumpkins on one side and watermelons growing on the other. This is my kind of main crafting area for the moment. This is probably this would be the second part that I've just finished in the last video, which expanded down that way since. Then we go here. I get slimes all the time. I have so many torches. It can't be the torches that's the problem. But like, slimes keep spawning under here. If I need eggs, I do usually just hop down. But I have so many I very rarely need to keep getting them. Now, this leads back up to a little passageway that leads to my first section of base that I kind of started working underwater, and this is where I tested a lot of my original theories. So yes, this particular area here is in fact where I drowned like 100 times in the very first couple of episodes. The project's not finished yet. I want to kind of get the equivalent of this going around the other side so it creates a nice kind of ring effect. But I'm kind of happy with how it's going, especially when you look at the base from this side. I'm really quite pleased with the levels and things. I think the next project will be that kind of area over there, that big kind of area. I'm thinking of building a second one, possibly even bigger, where if I could figure out how to, I'd get some villages under there so I don't have to travel to the town so much. But it is definitely coming along, even if I do keep accidentally placing stone in the way. However, back on track. I really need to figure out what to do with the rest of this as well. Because if we head down, this is my original entrance, as I'm sure you all fervently remember. Because I, being a clever person, who am obviously the first person to ever thought of doing this, just outside of my base, I have a kelp farm. Because I discovered kelp is a very good fuel source. And so I planted a fair few. Watch what you say, Jordan. And every so often I just pop down, trim it, get some air. Now, I have to say, I don't know if it's because of an update, but I swear the water on our map has suddenly got so much harder to look through. It might be my imagination, but I could have sworn that when I was, like, before, if I was to go here, I'd be able to see the bottom, and now I can't. So that's inconvenient, but it's not terrible. I just have to try and make sure I haven't missed... Oh, one's already grown back, that's handy. Full, that's why I can't pick it up. But yeah, it looks like I've got everything. I just whiz back through the waterfall. And before I leave, I always make sure to deposit the kelp. Now, we still need to start sorting out chests a lot better. I have a lot of eggs I'm going to have to just sort through eventually. Actually, I'll keep a few of those for my next step. And I want to take those red mushrooms. And why not just take a bone? Wheat. I'll leave that and I'll deposit that one. Right. Because... the thing I have noticed actually building underwater is, and it's probably the same with other bases, but when you're on air, when you're on land, you're not as constricted, so you can always adapt. I build the frame and it always seems big enough, and then afterwards you think, I could have built this bigger, you know. It's a lot of room, but by the time you take into effect the walls and things, and space for cows and crops, you know, it feels a little constricting still. So I think when I probably do my next kind of like module section of this, I'm going to have to go really big. Just go big or go home, I suppose. These cats always judge me when I come out. It's like, yes, I stole you from your home and I killed your owners, but you don't have to judge me about it. Should probably sort the entrance way out so it doesn't look like a quarry all the time. It always rains on our map as well. I don't know if it's because we're in the kind of swampy marsh area, but it feels like it rains way more than I've ever known. So, in the next episode we will show Alex's village that he's been working on, or town I suppose, because it's quite large. However, shortly after that, because he kind of gave me a few ideas, I'd actually already found a town of my own, and I'd left it well alone because I learnt early on that villagers can die. However, with Alex's techniques I have cleverly stolen, although I did ask for no spoilers, so I really need to take that up with him, I have started working more on my town. A little less afraid of accidentally killing all the villagers off. I really want a faster horse. I mean, I love a dog, don't get me wrong, it's a great horse, but I really want a faster one. I should probably also like clearly mark the route. But I've done it that many times, you do get used to it. So yes, this is the town I'm developing. Yeah, I've been using Alex's very clever method of the 2-block height to try and stop things spawning, and I am slowly getting better at placing torches around. Unsurprisingly, the pre-generated town that we started with didn't have that many torches, so it's amazing that they survived until I turn up. I've added a few buildings already, a little bit of nice kind of adding heights to it, giving the different levels and things. Trying to stick with the decor as much as possible, with the exception of my first building where I just wanted to build off the side of a cliff. This is probably going to be some kind of storage area, I've already decided. I do like adding the little waterways, the little aqueduct kind of feel. And this is starting to get beyond where I've worked, and we're getting more into the random staggered stage of the pre-generated areas. But I have a lot of hopes, again, keeping this kind of level feel to it and really giving it nice terraces maybe. I have got a collection of bone horses now after some skeletons kind of like surprise rushed me in a lightning storm. That was interesting. Fortunately, I have taken to wearing armour, so I did hold my own. And yeah, I was happy to see they didn't burn in the light of day, so I just stole the horses. The cows are purely for leather, I won't lie, and the sheeps are for bed material, because I really do need more beds. No matter how many I place, the villagers just keep seeming to steal them, and I can never find a place to sleep without upsetting them. But that's my problem, apparently. This is one of my latest buildings that we planned inside, but I'm thinking of turning that into... as far as I know, there's not an actual kind of mechanic for taverns and inns, but I love to add those little like quirks to things, and so I will probably make that into like a little drinking establishment. This is my all-important sugarcane, where I always need sugarcane because paper. And this is my crop area where I've been working on using techniques I have ascertained from looking at Alex's build. I figured out you can put water over the 1 block under and you can do it. I have a lot of cactus as well I've been growing. I had to remove them from the villagers because they just kept walking into them and hurting themselves. So I kind of just removed all the cactus I found and kind of just placed it over here because I thought there's got to be a reason for it, right? I have to say the cacti garden I've got is very impressive and does actually look a lot better than the real life cactus I have. I feel they've got to do something though, right? This is kind of the direction I've been going with this. I know I'm discovering a lot and that's the theme of this video, but I just feel there's so much I can be doing with this town. I've got big visions. Also, I don't know if it's really stupid having a cauldron in the town because a witch spawned and I'm not sure if they were a villager witch or a witch, but I did kind of on instinct kill them. On the plus side, I have learnt how you actually get villagers to have jobs now. I can get them to have a bit of variety in their economy because when I turned up they were all farmers, and whilst in the desert I imagine that having farmers is important. There was no variety whatsoever. This led me to believe that they were in fact a poorly designed town. This cactus is allowed to stay because it's walled off, and this big guy is just really handy when I accidentally have a zombie arrive. I'm planning on expanding it around this area though. I think this could be my own private residence, a nice low-key kind of palace situation to lord it over the rest of this town working for me. And yeah, this is my first building because I really just wanted to build a hut off a cliff. I've also been running an experiment to see if I can grow mushrooms. I don't remember placing this last one. I know I placed 4 around there, and I don't know why I'd have just left one in the middle, but I'll see how that goes. I like levels, I won't lie. I can see this certainly down to the other side. I'll be building some more, but I want to make this kind of area the town square and really focus on it. Well, that has been the time skip slash kind of catching you up on where we're on to episode of our series. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit the subscribe button or leave a comment in the section below. You can also watch Alex's videos on his versions of the events, which is on his channel Aerofa all one word. The link should be in the description if I've done my job right. And as always, have a good one. Bye.